Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. So in today's video, what we're doing, we're showing you one of the comments, or a few of the comments to be honest. It was, do you remember this look that I did? And it was cutting internal layers, scaffolding to create more volume in hair. So it's a way of putting layers into the hair rather than working externally. I'll explain here. So when it comes to traditional layers, and when you probably go to the salon, this is aimed at clients, what you want to be, what you normally ask when you go for layers, and then what they'll do is they'll pull the hair up like this and they'll work externally through there, putting in layers. Perfect. But if you've got thin or fine hair, I know they're both very different, but this method of putting in a structure underneath, scaffolding layers, means similar to that. If you check that video, I'll link it up here. No, I won't. I'll link it here or here. Depends where it goes. Here, I think. So I'll link the video there and you can check it out. That's the salon version. Take it to your stylist or whatever. I'm not trying to preach to stylists, but I just want you guys to be getting the best haircuts possible. And I'm going to break it down so simply here so you can explain it to your hairdresser and say, look, I don't want to lose any length really. And when we are layering through here, we're ultimately taking off length from the perimeter. And if you don't want to do that, you want to maintain as much of that density as possible through here to make your hair look thicker. You don't want to be layering externally, hairdressers. But what I'm going to show you today is a way to understand so you can see visually pulling the hair up and cutting from the inside how it can manipulate this hair. So you can see this is just basically, it's got a fringe in because I was doing a video on bangs and fringes, and there's no other layers in here. This is just a mannequin. It seems like there's layers in here, but there's nothing. That's out the box as is. It's quite flat, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the internal layers in so you can see, and I'm going to just style it out a little bit so you can see how much more volume you're getting. So here's the before, and then we'll do comparison side by side of the after. So I'm just going to get a section in. This is going to be with ponytails to make it really visual and immediate so you guys can really see what is happening. I'm going to get sectioned and then join me back when we start to cut. Right guys, so if you join me back at the sectioning, I've sectioned out the fringe because I'll put in a fringe for you because it's already got a bit of a very long fringe with a ponytail just so you get a double whammy. But all I've done is sectioned out a horseshoe section just on the top of that head, just so you can see where the corner of the brow is and that fringe is sectioned. It just comes all the way around the head, the same position all the way around to create a horseshoe section. A standard sectioning pattern in hairdressing when it comes to this. So we basically want to be affecting the underneath here. So there's two ways that I'm going to show you today. Because we've got this hair out of the way, we're exposed here. So I'm going to get one pair of scissors and affect this area so we can have scaffolding. And I'm going to show you another way. And what we do is we take the bobble and we pull it up to here so the hair fans out, and then we start to cut up into the hair, creating two types of scaffolding in the hair. So we're going to create a lot of structure in this haircut so you can get a lot more volume, but you can also keep it very smooth. So again, if you are new to the channel, all the links in the description down below so you can pick up all the tools that I use. These are my ochres. These are the 14 teeth texturizing scissors, but I use these to create scaffolding in hair. A lot of hairdressers could use them scissor over comb to create texture. They could, when they're doing, instead of like layering, they could be banging these through the ends. How I like to use them is to create scaffolding. And what I'm going to do here, so you can see, I'm just going to work around probably an inch depth. Let's see if you can see that. An inch depth there. And I'm going to pull the hair out, and I'm just going to check for halfway down the hair. So I'm going to push that end into that root. So that's halfway down. And I'm just going to put the scissors in and then pull away. And you can see there, that's what it pulls away. that's one way of putting in some invisible scaffold layers. And again, next inch, working along, we get the comb, we push that in to the root to make sure we're halfway along, and then we just pull away, and that just creates invisible scaffolding. So we can already see we can get a lot more volume through that section there, but we can also have it flat, as you can see. Next inch, we move along, just dropping that down there. Again, we get the comb, we push into the root, we're halfway, and it's a really good measure having halfway down, because everyone's got different length hair. So if I was to say go 5 inches down, if someone's got hair down to their waist and they go 5 inches, they're going to have very short layers in there. But if you go halfway down, this is aimed at hairdressers, professionals. Put your comb, push it into the root there, halfway, and then we pull out and we create invisible layers. And again, an inch in depth and an inch in width. And you can just see I'm elevating slightly. The reason I'm elevating is because that creates softness. In and out. And if you've got a good pair of scissors, like these, it's going to be like a hot knife through butter. And I know scissors would, but this will give you just such a really clean section and internal structure, rather than having anything that's going to get a little bit caught. Or so, yeah. Check out the description below, because you can pick these up. Also my comb, halfway, elevated, out, and we just work all the way around. See, that's a bit more than an inch, so let's take that bottom piece out. We elevate, we get that comb, we push it into that root to see that it's halfway down and out. Another one, an inch, elevate, push into the root so we can see that we are halfway, in and out. Move that ponytail out of the way. Again, here, I'm just leaving that hairline out because I don't want to put any short pieces, because when you're doing scaffolding, short pieces on that hairline. Push it into the root, in and out. And there we go. We've created scaffolding all in that hair to hold it all up, so we get a lot more volume through there. It's just a really, really great way, using texturizing scissors, to be able to create this texture and scaffolding layer inside the hair. Come on. Right. We'll get rid of those scissors now. This is the bit you've been waiting for. This is what I did on this beautiful mannequin. So I'm going to get my scissors in my hand. I don't need the comb because this is for demonstration purposes only. We're going to pull out the pony until it's very much at the end. Okay? We want to be working on this perimeter. And how I did it, you'll see in that video, again, linked up here, you can watch it. I sectioned the hair, obviously, so there's sections. This is just because someone wanted a little bit more in-depth explanation. So I get my scissors, and again, I don't want to be going any shorter than half the hair, because if you go shorter, you could potentially have pieces that pop out. So I'm going to look at the length, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work some short layers, scaffolding layers, you can see, into the hair. And again, And these are just going to hold up what hair is on top of it. Okay. And I'm not cutting into the hair length at all. Our length is up here. These are all falling out just below. So this is putting an internal structure into the hair. Then we're going in through there. Let's come around the back. And again, come in, and I'm not closing my scissors. I'm just doing there, so you can see, just that. Just working on that there. Here, you can see all these layers. I pulled those other ones out, but that is basically how internal layering works. There's some more there. And then there's one. Pulling that out, so there's some pieces there. And then look, we've kept all of that length on top. But what we've got now is a structure underneath the hair that's going to offer more volume through that haircut. And that is how internal or invisible layers work. They're on the internal part of the hair, not this piece, but inside the hair. They're layers that are inside the hair. But you can see how much more volume that has got and more texture just by doing internal layers. So if you've got thin or fine hair and you're wanting something to maintain all the density through here, but wanting something a little bit, just to give you a little bit of like oomph, talk to your stylist about internal layers or invisible layers. Right, should we put a fringe in? And I'm going to use these, the texturizers. And then we'll just give you a bit of a look, a voluminous look. Right, so this is pulled right flat onto that hairline. So if I was to cut it there on the hairline, there'd be a stump. We don't want to do that. So what we want to do, and the reason I'm using texturizers is because I'm going to go in and out, and I'll speed it up so I'm not here all day. But this just create a really nice, soft fringe. And because it's pushed into the middle, you probably know by now, it'll be longer on the edges. So, tip of the nose, just going to get my fingers back a bit, and then we're just going to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, same point, in and out. And this is just taking off that bit of length, but adding a much softer cut. So let's take it out. And I haven't done this for a while. So there we go. Just a quick tutorial for you all on putting in some bangs, but also you've probably seen that endless times. I wanted to show you internal layers and how it works and how to explain it to your hairdresser. Because what you want a structure within that hair being able to be manipulated to give you more volume inside the hair. And that's what that will do. These shorter layers that are all underneath this style already are just holding that up. And you can see how much more volume this is getting. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Have you enjoyed it? Let me know in the comments. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up because it sends it further. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video.